muscle there at turn 1. That was an absolute disaster.
Oh, he's spun!
Oh no! That's massive for Adam!
All over the rear bumper of Spin, mate. These guys are hit with each other like nothing we've ever seen before.
G pulls out to the outside. Here we go again.
AEST, he's going to go for a move here. The two Ferraris in front of him.
Geesh went wide. Geesh is
Oh!
in trouble with Schumacher. Oh, good contact. He puts it.
Oh, massive contact there.
This is going to be an incredible finish for these two.
The overspeed happening. They're going to go 3 wide into
Oh.
turn 1.
There's contact there from Tracy with Kung Fu on the way in. He tries to retwist and gets his way.
Shoved out wide. Oh, huge contact.
This is fantastic. On the outside though in turn 1.
As he shocks it down the inside anyway. What is this? Oh my gosh! What a move from GTR!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sector 1 Sim Racing. We are at Austria for a very, very special event. And unfortunately, because the Formula 1 paddock has just vacated over the last 24, 36 hours, I'm stuck with old tech, old hardware. They've taken all the good stuff. And not only that, we can't use the Sector 1 HQ because Lenocious wants to pad the studio. So, I am Brent, aka Karen, in the box tonight. And joining me is a man that... well, he's no stranger. He hosts the Division 3 races. His voice has become synonymous with absolute accuracy and detail. It is my good friend here, Crazy Good Kung Fu. How are you tonight?
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Yeah, been good. Actually, a little bit of a interesting evening tonight. I'm racing, of course, so I have been out on the track and enjoying the sun that is currently at the Red Bull Ring. We'll see if that holds, though, eh?
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's very hard to tell. We've had a bit of inclement weather here all week, especially in terms of the Formula 1. You did see quite a few accidents there, and overall, fantastic round, but now the paddock's gone. We've got to clean up the mess, unfortunately, as punishment for hosting this event, but looking very much forward to seeing just how we'll go. There's 11 cars on the grid, as I understand it, so far tonight, and very, very good takes on liveries. We're going to be using this Super Formula SF23. Very, very special a car indeed. I believe Liam Lawson's driving that at the moment in Japan. But these guys have been accustomed to racing these in other leagues, but for the first time in a very, very long time tonight, we're going to be hosting open wheel racing in Sector 1. So we've got a mix of what they are is liveries that have been designed by our team owners, our livery lords, our wizards of have you not. And they're designed to match a constructor that's involved past or present in Formula 1. And some of the teams have picked constructors that are current to the series, and some of them have gone and looked back to the past. There is one that has decided to go their own bespoke way, and we do allow that here for a little bit of flair in Sector 1, of course. Just looking at the chat at the moment, we've got Morgan, we've got Womble, Debrev, we've got Robert Rice, and we've got Morgan again. So Morgan's feeling a bit chirpy at the moment, sitting in the seat. We just caught him in the console before, and yeah, I think... is it going to be lights out and away we go, or how do we start it here? Because David Croft is not, unfortunately, part of us. So
That's right, we've got no music to play through the grid and go through the tyres, which always seem to be the same. I think we just hit the big red button and just go for it, yeah?
yeah, I agree. You may as well call me David Croft from Wish.com at this point. But yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a mix-up in terms of how everything's going, because yeah, they've decided to just completely take away everything that makes this comp box special. I'm only relying on one little TV at this point, so These guys are just getting into their cars at the moment. They're about to go green for qualifying. It's going to be very, very intriguing to see who does what. We've got a mix of different sort of skill levels, which will make things very, very interesting indeed. And I'm looking very much forward to showing just what these cars look like. They look absolutely incredible. Credit goes to our absolutely amazing livery lords, our team owners especially as well, for getting behind this special initiative. So we'll come over to qualifying now, and as you can see, Boybagum for CP Motorsports, they are representing Honda, but they've got their own special livery for tonight's event. Very, very clean, I must say, designed by CP Flatstick. Very, very beautiful design, and keep your eyes on Boybagum because he's going to be mixing in with some big, big hitters from Division 1 and 2. Interesting to see where he'll fall into the fold. Just behind for Kraken Esports, we've got the team owner, Mr. Bumcrack. He's driving for McLaren, and honestly, it looks absolutely stunning, and it looks like we didn't have enough money as well. Formula 1 weren't kind enough to lend us the chrome for the upcoming Silverstone livery, which looks bang on, might I add. Still, looks incredible. We'll go back up to Speedy Tyres, who's driving the Blacklight Motorsport Ferrari. Of course, Ferrari having a big, big weekend, and, well, Charles Leclerc apparently is still hovering around the track, but we'll just have to keep our eyes on that one. Can Speedy Tyres, aka Slow Wheels, put on a big fight tonight? Returning in the Lotus GP Dadson Racing entry is Scooter82, an old favourite of ours who used to race in Division 1, had a couple of big, big wins in over the few seasons past as he goes a little bit wide. It's great to see Scooter, of course, and we hope he has a very, very strong run, as does the guy behind him, Evil Evo, who's driving the Green Beacon Red Mist Racing Williams, and you'll pick that from 2002, I believe. Looks very settled behind the car as he enters Rebus. All the way from the land of the free, we've got Fezza, who's one of our community members, and in the Black Rose Racing Alfa Romeo, looking very strong. He's put on some great pace so far in the practice sessions. Looks very much at ease behind the wheel of the open wheelers. And the guy that was in the com box about 30 seconds ago has now entered the Doghouse Racing Aston Martin. Of course, it is CGK. And, well, what a stunning design that is. Based off the current Aston Martin, of course, with the required decals and such, and branding. Driving for ISA and the Brawn GP, or I might be wrong, it is ISA Renegade. And simplicity sometimes is the best form of flattery, because that Brawn GP is just beautiful to behold. Just behind, we've got Woody Diswood. He's driving the Jordan Fabrocchio 5 Sim Racing, and also, doesn't it look spectacular? We haven't seen a yellow Formula 1 car in quite a while, of course, with Renault departing as Woody gets a penalty. And, of course, we've got Morgan Davey, who's decided to represent Deeds tonight with the famous Toyota livery from 2002. Looks absolutely beautiful, that does, as Morgan goes around Rint Curve. Just slowly behind him for the Lightning Motorsports Jaguar entry is Revs Law, as Morgan spun already. So there goes the first lap. Now, one big thing about these cars is they do have an overtake feature. Of course, a little bit of extra boost on the straights, and they will be using this quite significantly as the race goes on, but they've got to be very, very selective about it. They need to make sure that they've got some for the return fight home. We'll just jump on board now with Boybagum in the CP Motorsports Honda. Enters turn 1, of course, the home of a lot of penalties. Very, very easy to clip the inside apex. Wants to make sure that you have a nice, strong run. You can lose 3 or 4 tenths heading up to Remus. It's a very tight corner. You go uphill, and you've got to make sure you can brake that little bit late. Flicks it up to 4th gear. You can see the beautiful interior of the Cosworth looking 1970s interior with a brand new 2020 rim. Enters Schloss Gold. Oh, a little bit of understeer. Just did not want to agree with him on the front end. Enters Roush. Blind corner. You take this with a little bit of an early braking zone. And you see the front just really not wanting to grip. Goes through Worth Curve. You can hold the foot to the floor and trust the aero of the car. They enter Rint now. Very hurry. Oh! Looked like the car just did not want to evade. He's going to pit before he enters Red Bull Mobile. So, P3 at the moment for Boy Becomes. Great effort at the moment, but out in front, Speedy Tyres. As Scooter goes to the top with a 1:11.569. What a lap that is. So Scooter's lost absolutely none of his pace at this stage. 4/10 clear of a front-running Div 1 driver in Speedy Tyres. That is a phenomenal looking time. Evil Evo up to P4 at the moment. He's doing a great job. So Ice Renegade drops a 1:15.9. He's gone to P8 at the moment. The big surprise at mine, Morgan and Diswood at the moment. Diswood is just a little bit behind at the moment. Jump on board with Morgan now. He's P7 at the moment. 3.8 seconds behind. So he hasn't really used much of the boost. Diswood goes into P5 now. That's a strong, strong lap. A 1:40.116. It's a very, very tough corner to get right the Nicky Lauda curve. You want to make sure that you brake early enough that, because you're still going uphill, you want to get the runners. Look at this. Woody's purple. Enters Remus. Goes a little bit wide. Hugs the sausage curve. You don't want to disturb the aero. Of course, these cars using the last generation aero, so relying more on the fins and gills rather than the current Formula 1 iteration, which relies on ground effect. Takes a strong line through Schloss Gold. Oh, he was very off going through Ralph. So he's made 2 seconds as he goes through Worth Curve. And we did a bit of running on Sunday night in these cars. And Woody definitely had the pace, but was a bit of a mix-up of results for him. Hugs the exterior of Red Bull Mobile. That'd be track limits in Formula 1. That'd be a deleted time. But look at that. Goes to pole. A 1:11.5. Absolutely nothing. He said, bang, take that, Scooter. So, guys in chat, how are we tonight? Fire in your picks. See who's going to be on top. When I say on top, though, we've got a very, very different variation. So, 10-minute qualifying. These guys going through their paces at the moment. Then we've got a 15-minute reverse grid sprint. After that, the main feature race, 25 minutes, 1 mandatory pit stop. Look at that, Evil Evo's already got a 3-second penalty. He is on an outlap though, but that's really going to affect him. Oh wait, maybe it's not. He's going to serve it early. That's good. That's really good. So, the green beacon livery is probably one of the more vocal liveries that we've talked about over the last couple of days, based on the 2002 Williams, I believe, that one Pablo Montoya ran. Of course, famous in 2002 as well for giving Michael Schumacher a hell of a run for his money, as Crazy Good Kung Fu goes to P5. So a lot of these guys at the moment just gearing up for one big run. Be very, very interesting to see just how much of the overtake system they've got left, because it's good enough for about, well, if you're going to use it, about 2 laps. So Reb's Law, 3.8 seconds. Oh, and he's gone very, very wide. What we're going to call the Lando Norris infield. Some of these guys, though, that are far behind might not have put the overtake button on. It's a bit weird with Gran Turismo. Morgan goes through Rint Curve up to Red Bull Mobile. Keeps it within track limits. Sends him straight up to P5. So someone's going to have to give Diswood a bit of a fight here. It's between Diswood and Scooter at the moment. We know there's more time to be found. So we keep our eyes at the moment on Speedy Tyres. This is a bit of a surprise for mine. You'll have one more lap to go around. No worry about track limits there in Gran Turismo. So he's just behind, a 1:12.1. See what he's capable of as he enters Nicky Lauda curve. Oh, the rear just squirmed a little bit. That car looks absolutely on point. Sparks flying from the rear end. And look at that, he's purple. And Diswood's also found one more chance of a lap. Oh, very, very tough on the sausage curbs there. And this will be the start of the last lap. Scooter, what can he do? Oh, so he's had a big moment. Morgan goes to P3 though. 1:11.9. That's a very strong time. Boy Become can't find any more. See where Fezzel goes. Can he improve? No. On board with Speedy now, who was purple in the first sector. What can he do? Oh, he's very wide at Rit. Nails Red Bull Mobile, though. This is looking like a very quick time. Oh, and he goes pole by half a second. Speedy Tyres. Wow. What a lap. Can Diswood beat that, though? It's going to take a monumental effort to top that. I don't think he can, but he beats his best time by 1,000th of a second. That is some incredible running. But congratulations goes to Speedy Tyres. And look at that. A little bit of damage on the front wing, so he's been using all that car.
What a lap from Speedy Tyres. He's been injecting the Overtake nitrous into the cockpit as well as the car.
Yeah, I think as well, I think the Blacklight Ferrari crew linking together. Is it the Le Mans Ferrari crew that's here today? That's ooh.
That's very cool. Wow.
And yeah, checking chat at the moment. The good doctor's happy. He said Forza Ferrari. So grazie ragazzi. That was a big lap for sure. We've got Diablos who's in, we're going to see Crash Toya. Oh, jeez. DT Tox has said, let the games begin. Oof, I like that. I like that quite a lot. So, yeah, very intriguing to see who actually takes the cake in this one. I'm very excited to see who can do what. So we've had also someone mentioned in the field tonight at the drivers' briefing about El Plan as well. So I wonder if there's rumours of Fernando Alonso still hanging about. I'm not too sure about that, but we will keep our eyes and ears peeled across the field of Spielberg, of course. And I think it's something between in terms of the height difference on this track. I think the elevation is about 171 meters from Nicky Lauda curve all the way up to Remus. So that's an interesting little fact that we learned while we were here and in the beautiful rolling hills of Spielberg, of course. And I'm looking very much forward to seeing what everyone in chat thinks as well in terms of who's going to win this race. So it is reverse grid. And it is going to be absolutely spectacular to see who starts making themselves up and moving forward.
Yeah, should be very interesting little race, which of course I had to sprint pretty quickly up to the commentary box to be able to talk to everyone. But yeah, very tough out there in the Super Formula cars. As you said, the elevation makes it a bit of a challenge. And nicely though, we've got a 1.9 meters per second headwind into turn 1 at the moment. We'll see if that holds in the race, but yeah, no, it's very good qualifying times from all of those above, and we'll see how this ends up on track, right?
Yeah, I agree, and where do you start? Because that qualifying lap from Speedy Tyres...
I don't even know.
Oh, dear God, that was brutal. 1:10.977 was an absolutely crazy lap. Diswood half a second behind, though. He's got to find something special in that, Jordan. Scooter 82, of course, P3. It's a good return from Scooter, actually. Of course, affiliated with the Dadson boys. And Morgan Davey P4 in the Toyota for Deeds. He's a second behind, so first to fourth. That's a big gap. I do think a couple of these guys here don't have the overtake button mapped in. So that's probably why a couple of them were about 3 or 4 seconds behind.
Yeah, for sure. It's not something you necessarily do have mapped on your controller by default. Not available on, I think, 95% of the cars in GD7. But yeah, if you've got it enabled, that's worth easily 3 or 4 seconds on the track. And I suspect that Speedy Tyres there was probably just holding it, or he taped the button down the whole lap or something.
Yeah, I'd have to say he did something equivalent to that, because that lap time was absolutely just barnstormingly quick. I think one of the big surprises at the moment is we've had scrutineers down at the ISA pit lounge, because apparently ISA wanted to have the double diffuser on their Brawn GP SF23. They got turned down, and you can see like this just alongside the pit box. There's quite a few double diffusers sitting there, boys. So yeah, way to make that one pretty evident. But yeah, I'm looking very much forward to this. So I think, shall we go? Is it lights out?
I think it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been told I need to run back down to the pit lane. So let me do that very quickly, and we'll be getting started. I've got literally 10 seconds to do so. So good luck to everyone. Good luck to yourself in the commentary box, and I'll see you guys after the race. First race, I should say.
Yep. And for those who are watching, smack that like button. We want to see 10 likes. And hopefully we can get a few more subscribers. The numbers of subs have been growing very, very nicely over the last few weeks. It's been fantastic to see. We went over 500. And we are about to get underway. We are looking very much forward to this one. Of course, the false starts. We don't want anyone taking any big risks. It's the lights of Spielberg go on. And it's lights out in the way we sort of go as Revs Law gets off the line spectacularly. Mr. Bumcrack is going to try and make a fight as Fezzer. Oh, look, it goes very, very wide. A little bit of contact and carnage down towards the back of the field. Oh, they head up to Remus, and it looks like Fezzer's got a bit of a gap to chase because Revs Law has just gotten away spectacularly. Boybagum, can he hold P4? Yes, he does. Very clean off Remus. On board now with Bumcrack and the Kraken Esports McLaren, and you can see Diswood trying to make a big move up the inside. Scooter does it as well. Oh, he's been split. That was Hacken and Schumacher-esque splitting. What a move from Scooter and Diswood to go around the inside of and outside of Schlossgold. Looks like Bumcrack's getting beaten around. It's around the outside of Worth Curve. Morgan Davey gets the move done. So it looks like Bumcrack's just getting a little bit beaten up, but our pole sitter Speedy Tyres hasn't been able to make headway just yet. Oh, there's a little bit of grinding though. Back up the front though, Revs Law has a half-second penalty, and Fezzer's going to be breathing down his neck here as to Nicky Lauder. Fezzer, of course, looking very comfortable. Qualified quite well, actually, in the qualifying session. I believe he was P6. We'll get on board now with Fezzer. He's got Boybagum right behind him in his mirrors. And it'll be interesting to see just how much of this overtake feature they use early. They don't want to overdo it. Fezzer was a little bit wide on the exit of Schlossgold. Checking out with our big hitters at the moment. Diswood P5. He's got Crazy Good Kung Fu right behind him. And he's looked very, very comfortable in the practice sessions. As CGK has a big, big moment. Diswood gets it done though. Second between first and fourth, and Woody's looking very, very strong as they exit Red Bull Mobile. And look at Revs Law and Boybagum. They're scrapping over the second and third places. They're going to let Fezzer get away here. Oh, Boybagum has a great big moment of oversteer. And you can hear it. You can hear the overtake feature on as Woody goes straight past Boybagum and Revs. Oh, a little bit of a love tap. Oh, there's a little bit of carnage. Boybagum's just going to have to slip back behind Revs. But look at this battle pack. It is absolutely on for sheep stations here. And Kung Fu's got a 1 second penalty, so I dare say that might be for a corner cut. Very interesting at the moment. So he's sort of fighting a little bit with Boybagum for the podium positions. Doesn't want to lose sight of Revs. The big surprise for Mind at the moment is Speedy Tyres, P9. So he's having to work hard to get his position up. He might make a little bit of a... Oh, you saw Evil Evo there. Trying to make a move on Kung Fu, who's just served his penalty. Speedy Tyres, is he looking? Is he trying to use the overtake feature? Oh, I don't think he... Oh, Evil Evo thought about a move then on CGK. As they run up the affectionately known turn 2 and turn 3, which are not really turns at all, up to Rebus. Oh, looks like Kung Fu just got a little bit sideswiped there. Can he hold on? He does hold on, uses the sausage curve. But look at this battle now. This battle pack between Morgan and everybody else that's behind him. It's definitely on at the moment, though. You can see Scooter's he's very wanting to get past. And this battle pack now between Morgan and all the way down to Isa Renegade is starting to really split apart from these top 4 that have gotten away quite quickly. And Woody has made the move, so he's gotten past Fezza. And look at that lap, a 1:13.1, so Woody could break away here. Fezza's got to work hard to keep with him. Poor bum crack, he's just suffering a little bit. Dealing with a little bit of a tractor. Looks like the old McLaren parts have gone on to this SF23, but still a beautiful looking car, mind you. Fezza's doing a great job here, but he's got to try and find something. He's got to dig deep because Woody's starting to get away. Revs Law P4, and then it's back to this slobber knocker battle. From Morgan all the way down. Scooter's just keeping with. You see Evil Evo. You can see the action behind. He's got CGK and Speedy Tyres. You can see the mirrors of CGK at the moment. He's got Speedy all over the rear. Entering Worth Curve. Oh, a little bit of understeer. Looks like Speedy might just starting to become... Like, he might be conserving a little bit because Isa Renegade's going to make a move up the inside here. And this is for position. Oh, no. Backed out of that one. So, Isa Renegade doing a fantastic job. Might be in P10 at the moment, but he's definitely hanging with these bigger guys. He's doing a great job. Oh, big oversteer moment, though. What can Speedy do? Can he get past CGK? Side by side as they head up to Remus now. Oh, a little bit of a love tap there. Just letting him know I'm here. Evil Evo started to break away from that little pack behind. It's very intriguing to see what strategies these guys run, if they're conserving tyres or if they're using a lot up early. We know a couple of these guys might be considering the wet weather that might be coming later. We're not too sure how the weather will play out, though. It has been very on and off all week. It was actually raining cats and dogs when we arrived at the track, so we will gloss over that another time. Anyway, Scooter's got to find something here. He's only 0.6 of a second behind Morgan now, so this battle for P5 is well and truly on. The battle behind him, though, looks like Speedy can't get past CGK at the moment. Whether he's conserving or not, that's a very interesting tactic. Up at the front now, Diswood 4.2 ahead of Fezza, who's got Boybagum all over his rear end. Boybagum, is he going to think of a move? No. Decides to just straighten the exit out. Fezza definitely onto it, though, because he's pulling away just on the straight. 3/10 of a second behind, though. Revs Law putting on a fantastic effort at this moment. In that glorious-looking Jaguar. Plot twist, we don't have the money for a diamond, so unfortunately, as Morgan is being hustled by Scooter here. We'll jump on board now. The Deeds Racing Toyota. Oh, and Scooter has a big moment. Saw it through Worth curve. He just grabbed too much curb. He could be under the clutches of Evil Evo here. This battle pack is starting to close up a little bit. And Speedy still not able to make things happen. And what's happened to Isa Renegade here? 1.6 seconds behind. Ooh. So something big's happened here. And that's the nature of these cars. They are very tricky to drive. So we'll keep our eyes now on this battle with Boybegum and Revs Law. Wait, speaking of Revs Law, it's all on behind. So this little battle pack for P5 is just starting to eke closer. Speedy Tyres has finally gotten past CGK. CGK's wanting to have a bit of an argument about this one, though. So, Speedy might have to start making hay while the sun shines at this point, especially if these guys in front start battling relentlessly. Two-thirds of the way now through our sprint race. Is there going to be any stops? Evil Evo, big moment out of Red Bull Mobile. That's a very brown rain moment, but this pack is starting to get a little bit intense. As you can see as they enter Remus now. Boybegum's lost a little bit time to Fezzer now. This is a big result for Fezzer. One of our community drivers. He's doing a phenomenal job at the moment. Holding off one of our Division 3 serial contenders. But this battle pack is really starting to close in now. Revs Law, the gap between himself and Morgan Davies dropped. Morgan's bringing Scooter, Evil Evo with him. Speedy Tyres is closing in very quickly, though. What can these guys do? Because this little pack here is definitely tightening. All the way down to CGK in P9. And then behind him is this absolute slobber knocker battle between Bumcrack and Renegade. Oh, Renegade decides to go up the inside. Can he get it done? Entering Rint Curve. And Renegade's got that done. So, nice move by Renegade. A little bit of time to find. But look at this battle pack here as they enter Remus. CGK. Speedy Tyres, who's got a half-second penalty in front. That's going to hurt. Oh, there's a big moment. Big moment for Revs Law. Massive moment. I think he might have run out of fuel. There's something seriously wrong with that Jaguar engine, though. Oh, big moment! Big moment for Evil Evo! Oversteer City, so we are starting to get into happy hour in this race. That is a massive accident. And what that has done now is it's let Boybegum scot-free. There's only 2.5 minutes to go. Can Boybegum find something? He's just got to dig deep. And the gap between themselves and Diswood is starting to really close up as well. This is huge. Is Diswood in fuel drama? Fezzer and Boybagum still going tooth and nail. It's also on well and truly behind us. Scooter's gotten past Morgan. Oh, Scooter has a big moment before he enters Worth Curve. But this battle for the lead is definitely closing up. Diswood could be in major dramas here. Look at that gap closing. He's fuel saving. Can he get around again is the real question. Look at this, Boybagum. Boybagum goes up the inside. He's going to go around the outside of Remus for the lead. Can he get it done? No. Diswood covers. We're in our last minute. Boybagum makes the move. Can he get it stuck? He does. Boybagum to the lead for the CP Motorsports Honda. Diswood, can he? Does he have anything to fight with? Fezzer P3 at the moment. And the gap's dropping. He's out of fuel too. This is an absolute war of attrition for these guys. Oh, big moment. These guys are really starting to suffer now. As Boybagum, he's got to do one more lap. He's got to do one more lap. Scooter crosses the line. He's had a penalty. He's had a penalty. Speedy will take P3. Right at the end there, Scooter gets the penalty at the Red Bull Mobile. Morgan Davey P5. Crazy Good Kung Fu in P6. Evil Evo will take 7th. Isa Renegade in P8. Bumcrack in P9. Fezzer in P10 as it just rolls down the line, completely out of fuel. And Reb's Law, what could have been? He was well and truly in the podium battle. He'll finish P11. But it looks like both our main runners have run out of fuel. Wow. So, Boybagum, there's not really anything anyone can do at this point. He's just got to trundle to the line. Wow.
What a way to end the race. It's the slowest ending to a race we've ever seen in the Super Formula cars. Unbelievable.
I think this might be the slowest race we've ever had to the flag in terms of Sector 1. But
it might be, I'm surprised we're not going to get the results switch around because it might be about a minute and a half before they get across the line, in which case they'd be back with the third place position of Speedy Tyres.
yeah, and if you're Speedy right now, you'd just be... Oh, that was huge. And the one thing about this race was that the drivers did have to worry a little bit about fuel management, and you can see who got bit.
Too right. I think when I was battling with Speedy out there, he was doing a fantastic job saving fuel, but he might have just done it for a little bit too long, and that's why he couldn't climb the field as much as he would have liked towards the end. But yeah, Rev's getting caught out, Fez getting caught out. But wow, crikey, that was intense.
Wow, I'm mind blown by that finish. That was just fantastic. And checking in chat at the moment, Morgan says, good battle, Scooter. Nismo said the post-race parade lap. Well, I think we're going to be waiting quite a while.
I think, oh, let me check what I set the race finish to be. It's 110 seconds. I don't think they crossed the line, did they?
No, they were still going through Worth.
Oh dear.
And Morgan's also said, everyone ran out of fuel but me. What a turn of the tables. So, yeah, that's a big one. As we're going to have one more driver enter this field for this race, and I'm looking very, very much forward to this. As oh boy, this guy doesn't muck about. So he's already said that he would love to join this race, but he is going to finish he's going to start last, and we'll see how he goes from there. But he's going to have to fight his way through, of course, and that will be Distinct Jish. So we know our championship leader for Division 1. We know how fast he is. We know what he's capable of. Can he do the last to first challenge is the real question here too. So stay tuned, everybody, because that's going to be huge. We're not going to go to an intermission because, unfortunately, I can't leave the comms box. The Formula One paddock, they took all the keys, so I can't lock the door unless we go. So I don't want to lock the door.
That's right. You don't know when I have to run back to the pit lane, so we can't risk it.
Yeah. So I have to stay here until we're done because, if I go for a toilet break, or if I go and get food in the paddock or anything like that, or I lock the door, well, we're going to hear nothing but silence for probably the next 36 hours. So, oh, wow. No, that was a phenomenal race, and really looking forward to the next one, which is, of course, our feature event. These guys are going to be running the medium and the soft for 25 minutes, and, well, strategies could go any which way. I'm looking very much forward to seeing what Speedy and Diswood can do. But not only that, we saw the pace of, for example, Boybegum, and we did see Revs Law and Fezzer up and about, and that's going to be an intriguing little battle in itself to see if they can make their way up the field. And they've definitely got the pace too. And hopefully for Bumcrack as well, he's got that overtake button ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope they do, because, it's going to be very interesting for all those chaps, and I have to admit, like, that first race was, it definitely involved some strategy. You know, you've got to think about your overtake. Well, actually, you've got to think about the overtake a lot more in this 25-minute race, but the fuel-wise, I happen to know now that we're going to be pretty okay with fuel going into this next one. You've got to do a pit stop, so, you know, you're going to not have to worry about that, but overall, it's going to be a really interesting 25-minute race.
Now, Womble has said in the chat, what's Jish driving? Well, I can tell you right now he's driving the Toro Rosso for Respawn Esports, and very, very beautiful livery, that one. I'm looking very much forward to showing you all on track what it is capable of. But as always, guys, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and looking forward to hosting a couple more special events down the track. But, of course, we are back on Sunday night. We do have our main game on. Our first endurance round of the season, so Division 3 and Division 1 at Interlagos, the Group 4 cars, and, well,
yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, Interlagos is a fantastic track. In Group 4, it's nice and fun as well, actually. Not quite as stressed out as it is in the Group 3 category, but it's gonna be mega, man. 90 minutes, oof.
Yeah. So we're going to start that one at 5:30 Australian Standard Time instead of our usual 7 o'clock to compensate. Otherwise, we will be having some New Zealand runners finish up at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning, which I don't think that they're... Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do that.
No, I mean, if they are able to take some leave from work the next day, and then maybe then it'll work. But I can tell you, doing comms at 1 a.m. is not fun. Yeah,
agreed. I've just been beyond stoked by the sheer class of racing we had just then too. Like a couple of little mistakes from people, but like there was no big contact, it was very clean, to be honest, in these cars. And I
agree.
Yeah, and I think these cars promote that, which is really, really good. So looking very forward to seeing if that keeps going for the feature race, or whether or not we let them go at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things we know from Formula One, that if you get a tiny little touch on the car anywhere, from any direction, from any part of the car, you are going to be spinning, and you'll probably spin as the person doing the hitting as well as the person being hit. So it does, you're right, it does. These cars do promote some really, really fantastic racing. I mean, I was having some great battles out there if I had just been faster through turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's actually the whole circuit. But honestly, they are great cars to drive, lots of fun.
One thing that I've just been asked is, Fez has just actually told us, because he's racing in virtual reality tonight. He's got the VR. Yeah, got the VR headset on. He had no fuel warning. Oh. That's brutal. So, and I think, honestly, if you're driving around here in VR, that would be an incredible thrill.
yeah, it's a shame we can't get an onboard from his perspective. But crikey, that's very impressive from Fez. Really, genuinely, it's the cockpit view, and this is fun, but it's very difficult, and let alone in VR where you're bumping around and the car's shaking around, and yeah, that's just gutting that he ran out of fuel though. Very unfortunate, and of course, last lap antics. It's always going to happen right then. Lucky for us, we're able to look at our fuel gauges and go, oh shoot, that's not looking ideal.
And Fezza, if you're watching this, please save that footage in VR because that would be incredible to look at. Anyway, I think hopefully our lights are going to work this time around. They sort of worked last time, so maybe we'll get underway. And yeah, 12 drivers this time around, including our championship leader of Division 1, Jeesh. And of course, yeah, speaking of which, he's going to be bloody hard to beat, that's for sure. Not only in Division 1, but tonight, because, yeah, he's on form. And we saw the times on Sunday night that he was putting out. Ridiculous. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how they all go and see if anyone actually puts up a big argument with Jeesh. And seeing that there's a few Division 1 boys, I reckon we might just see that. So let's hit that big red button there.
That's right. I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna run down to the pit lane and get into my car in 10 seconds. So if you see some seatbelt straps flying out of my car, you'll know what's happened. Okay.
Yep. And I was also just informed as well that a couple of drivers did have visor tear-offs in their brake ducts. So that's what happened to Bumcrack and Renegade.
Oof, that's rough. All right, well, I better get down there, but enjoy the comms, folks, and we'll see you on track.
Very, very, very good luck to you and all the other drivers as well. You can tell I'm still a rookie at this commentating business, of course, been out of the seat a little while. But we are looking very much forward to race 2. And this is going to be an absolute belter of a race. As we go 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and racing. Big getaway from Diswood. Looks like everyone got around cleanly. Look at that. Beautiful view as they head up to turn 1. It looks like Fez is going to make a move up the inside of Remus. Can he get it done? Everyone being very cautious early on. G starting off the back of the pack now. And there he is, our Division 1 championship leader. Goes up the inside of Bumcrack in the Toro Rosso respawn entry. This pack's starting to split up a little bit now. ISA Renegade in the Brawn GP entry, just starting to be a little bit of a cork in the bottle here. We say that and he's just gotten away because look at the madness that's going on behind him. Evil Evo, Revslaw. Revslaw and Fezza, they were fighting like absolute mad last race. And Fezza's got a half-second penalty early on. Of course, plenty of time to find the line. Oh, there's been contact! There's been contact! And that's Revslaw gone around at the Lando Norris infield. And Bumcracker addressing, so there definitely was contact between the two. Back up the front now. Diswood, 0.6 of a second clear of Speedy Tyres now. The Jordan and the Ferrari. The Ferrari has a half-second penalty. So it looks like we've got our black and white flags already for track limits as Scooter in P3, Morgan in P4. Boybegum in P5, and he's got 3 cars behind him in CGK, ISA Renegade, and Evil Evo. Oh, big moment for Evil Evo there. Lots of oversteer, rear end not complying at all. And he's got an invoice as well, half-second penalty, and Jeesh on the inside. Jeesh is going to make the move. Gets it done, so Jeesh already up to P8 after 2 laps. Fezzer in P10. Revs Law in P11. So there definitely was contact between these two with the redress from Bumcrack. And look at this now. Diswood's gone. 1.9 seconds clear, so he's getting on with it. On board now with Scooter. They head up to Schlossgold. What these guys now want to do is just settle into a little bit of a rhythm. Find their footing a little bit. There's an awful long time to go in this race. It is a 25-minute feature race. They do need to use a medium and a soft compound. So these guys will need to stop again. They will need to fuel up as well, which is not the Formula 1 way, but these cars have very minimal fuel tanks indeed. Pumping out more power than a Formula 2 car as well as Geesh. Desperate to get up the inside of Renegade. Evil Evo holding off against Fezzer as they both run very wide. Will there be an invoice to pay for that one though? There is. Half-second penalty for Evo and Fezzer. So that's 3 drivers in 3 laps that have got penalties. We're doing it better than the FIA at the moment. So it looks like the battle up the front is just starting to close up again. It was 2 seconds last time around. It is now down to 1. We saw Speedy Tyres in qualifying. He looked absolutely brilliant. Half a second quicker than everybody else. The interesting factor will be who started on what tyre. Oh, Speedy has a big moment through the infield. He's cut the infield at Worth curve. He's off. That was a massive moment, and he's going to be under direct threat from Scooter behind. We'll jump on board now with the Dadson Racing entry. Running the Lotus gear. What can Scooter do now? Runs very wide. And he's got an invoice as well. Half-second penalty. So we're living up to the expectations of the Formula 1 Grand Prix just last weekend. So something big's happened here with Morgan Davey. He was running P5. Oh, Morgan, big oversteer moment. Can he handle it? He's opened the door for Geesh. These two are 2 top-tier Division 1 contenders. Can they go up the inside? Nope, Geesh gets it done. And just behind Evil Evo, Isa Renegade, Fezzer. Fezzer's going to go up the inside and make it happen. He does. That's a great move there by Renegade. But it didn't work out as Fezzer and Evil Evo were able to get past him. So this little battle pack here, even though it's for P8, oh, and Evil Evo's just gone off at Schwarzgold. Plenty of time to recover this though. So, Morgan's just sticking with Geesh at the moment. We saw last race, though, in terms of fuel, and weirdly, Morgan was actually the best on fuel in terms of the entire races. Morgan's got an invoice now of half a second. Be very interesting to see at the end of this race just how many of these drivers have had penalties. So Geesh is now up to P6, and I think the likes of Speedy and Diswood, they'll start to sweat a little bit. Kung Fu doing a great job at the moment in P5. But he's got the Tiv 1 champ all over him at the moment. Shows the nose. Jump on board now with Kung Fu. He's got a mirror full of Geesh's Toro Rosso here. And he's only a second behind Boybegum at this point, so he's doing a great job. Now, over the practice sessions as well, one of the big factors for the race, weather. Will the weather hit is the real question here. Boy Begum, our race 1 winner, of course, for CP Motorsports Honda. Looking very comfortable behind that car. It seems to really suit his driving style. Checking in now. Fez's now broken that battle between Evo and ISA Renegade. And he's actually making some serious inroads. A 1:14.7 on his last lap. Compared to Morgan with a 1:15.5. So Morgan could be in a little bit more bother. As Geesh goes up the inside of Schlossgold. Can he make it stick? CGK just closes the door on him. They've both caught up to Boy Begum now, though. So this is where the battle is. It's going to be very, very tough here for Geesh. From this point onwards, he's going to have to really fight. But does he make a error? Does he start to use a bit too much of the tyre? And you can see the lines he's taking at the moment. In terms of the cars as well, they're very, very special in how they are. So the cars with the green light bars, as I'm aware, I might be wrong, guys in chat, just make sure you correct me if I'm wrong. The green ones with the green LEDs are, I believe, the Toyota, and the red ones, such as what Geesh has, I believe the Hondas. So that's an interesting little fact that I didn't know. And Geesh now all over the back of CGK, who's in the podium positions. CGK goes defensive. Geesh thinks about it. Oh, makes a little bit of a tap. Great sportsmanship there shown by Geesh just to back out of it a little bit. That could have been very ugly. But it is definitely on for P3 now. And what it's doing, it's closing Morgan and Fezza right into this battle. So if Geesh wants to make this move... Oh, Geesh has got a penalty! Half a second! So he's been hit now too. It's Morgan and Fezza. This battle is starting to get a bit intense. Fastest lap of the race at the moment, though, goes to the man in P2, Speedy Tyres, who's still only a second behind Diswood, and these guys have completely broken away. 16.7 second gap behind them. And these two have got quite a bit of history in these cars, hence the gap. So Scooter's had a big moment. Looking at his lap time last lap, a 1:34.7, so I dare say he's either pitted or he's had an enormous moment because he was running P3. I'd say looking at that purple lap time, he might have pitted. Hard to say at this point. Scooter goes up the inside though, heading in the Schlossgold on the inside of Crack. Can he get it done? Gets it done. So he's got 7.8 seconds to find against Revs Law, who has ISA Renegade for company. And these guys aren't far off this battle between Boy Begum and Morgan. Morgan's had a bit of a moment. Oh no, he's decided to pull it in early. Oh, nearly slams into the wall. So Morgan and Geesh both into the pits. Interesting strategy call at this moment. So, getting the mediums off. Staying with the respawn Toro Rosso crew. Of course, dressed in black because the Toro Rosso team no longer around. And Red Bull kindly would not let us have their outfits for this special event. So Geesh has pitted, put the softs on, comes out P11, and Morgan's filled right up. So Morgan was definitely a little bit behind. Wait and see what happens here. Scooter's definitely pitted. So that's a massive gap. From Scooter to Geesh is about 13 seconds at this point. Have to wait and see if the soft tyre can last. Tyre degradation was a little bit on the high side here over the weekend, and we have had quite a bit of rain. So as a result of the rain hitting, it has washed the track over the last couple of days. It's become quite green. Speedy Tyres has had a moment. 7.1 seconds behind now. So I wonder what's happened there. 1:19.60's last lap after setting the fastest lap of the race. Something big has happened. Fezza 3.5 seconds behind CGK at this point. Running through now, Boy Become. P5 at this point. Revs Law P6, he'll have to stop. He has a half-second penalty though. Isa Renegade P7 doing a great job as we've entered the halfway point of this race. Scooter P8, and he's closing in very, very fast. So he's the first of the guys that are pitted. Bumcrack P9 at the moment. He hasn't pitted yet. Geesh has got P10 at this point. He's got a lot of work to do though. And Morgan, P11 at the moment. He's got Evil Evo all over the rear end. But they've got a blue flag at this point. So they will have to obey those blue flags. The real question is for Diswood, how does he do this? Because these guys have got blue flags. They are going to have to give way. That's great work there by Evil Evo. Oh, Diswood barely makes it into the pits. Speedy Tyres will follow. So it'll be interesting to see at this point where CGK goes. Has he got the fuel to get home? And more importantly, has he got the tyre life? Is he going to pit as well? No, he goes around again. So that's another interesting strategy call. Evening, Foss. How are you, mate? Checking through the chat at the moment. And, Diablos has said green indicates boost is being used. Red, no boost. Flashing red and green is low boost. Ooh. And the rain light flashing as well. And Woody's chimed in chat, mind you, whilst he's in the race. Red is low boost and green is plenty. So, looks like that means that Geesh has used quite a lot of his boost. Where is he? So he's used up quite a lot of boost early on. This is intriguing, this little battle at the moment. It's now a game of chess. The gap between CGK and Diswood, 9 seconds. And it looks like that gap is just starting to eke out a little bit. Speedy Tyres, 8.2 seconds behind. And that gap between Speedy and Scooter. So Scooter's little undercut. Close the gap a little bit between them, but there's still a lot to play out. Fezza. P6 at this point. He's doing a fantastic job to keep up with these big established names. He's got Morgan Davey behind, who's 1.5 seconds behind, but he is closing that gap very, very quickly. He has stopped. Of course, these cars are very, very hard to get a handle of. It's not like driving Formula 2 or Formula 3 where the power is not as much a factor. And Morgan's got low boost himself as well, so you can see a few of these guys starting to suffer a little bit. Evil Evo, P8. Doing a great job at the moment. Boy Become P9. So, Boy Become starting to close in just that little bit. 1 minute 14 flat last lap. So, he's made 6/10 up on Evil Evo, who seems to be just struggling with the open wheels a little bit. They are a different type of car to get used to. Bumcrack in P11 at the moment. Didn't have any practice apart from the couple of days we had on over last weekend when we were able to do some parade laps. Just struggling in terms of the car itself. He's just getting used to this kind of car. We know he's pretty handy in a Porsche. And Rev's Law, 14 seconds behind. A case of what could have been. Now it's about getting the mileage in. Getting comfortable. As Diswood's pitted. Speedy tyres now. Into the lead. So, what happens here with Woody is the real question. So he's come out with 63% fuel. That's interesting. Geesh has gotten by. Fastest lap of the race as well with a 110 flat. That is an absolutely brutal time by Geesh. Compare that to Woody's fastest lap of a 112.9. Morgan and Fezzer still keeping tabs on each other at this point. So Morgan has gotten past Fezzer now, and the gap between Fezzer and Evil Evo is starting to close in a little bit. Evil Evo's, of course, still got Boy Begum for company just behind him. CGK with that late pit stop. Drops down to P9, but he'll have very fresh tyres compared to the guys in front. These cars looking absolutely spectacular, guys. Fire in your chat, which is your favourite livery? Unfortunately, there were a couple of liveries we didn't get to see tonight, but we will post the design of those ones. We unfortunately didn't have the Red Mist car in top. We didn't have the Obsession car, and I believe there was one more off the top of my head. Might need a little bit of a heads up. It was the Hooncorp one. That's the one that was missing. So Hooncorp were running the Haas livery, which is very, very interesting. So very quick in qualifying Haas were on the weekend, but fell away with overheating tyres, which was a major, major issue. So back with this battle with Evil Evo. Boy Begum's got a half-second penalty, as we've just seen. He'll have to serve that, and he's done a lot of work to catch these guys. Fez is in real trouble here. We'll jump on board now. Fezzer driving the Black Rose Racing Alfa Romeo. And Evil Evo has plenty of... Oh, he goes very, very wide at the Worth curve, though. Will he have an invoice? He does. Looks like Boy Begum starting to channel in. Boy Begum also with a lot of boost himself. They've narrowly avoid the sausage curbs. They really throw the cars up. Very stiff car seats as well, so it's very easy for them to get very unsettled and throw out. Is Boy Begum going to have a look now? No, he doesn't. Oh, oversteer from Evil Evo. Lights up those three tyres out of Remus. This is the battle on the track at the moment. Our race one winner, Boy Begum. There's a big moment there from Fezzer. Runs very, very wide. He's going to have to contend. You can see in the mirrors he's trying to keep that defensive line. Holding off Evil Evo, who's a Division 2 regular in his own right. And you can see in the mirrors, the battle behind them is on. Boy Begum. Oh, and he sailed into Worth curve sideways. Is he going to have a look into turn one on Fezzer? Nope, thinks better of it. That plays it smart. Very easy to unsettle. And as you just seen, very easy to unsettle the cars. Boy Begum goes up the outside. Can he get it up in the inside? Fezza goes very defensive indeed. Compromises his exit though. Boybagum's going to have a big look at this. We'll get on board the CP Honda. Fezza's so deep under brakes. Pulls it up beautifully. And this is the battle at the moment. You can see just in the mirrors there, Evil Evo wants absolutely every single bit of this. This is great racing indeed. And what it's doing, CGK's coming. He's closing in very quickly on these guys. That gap was 8 seconds. It's down to 2. Isa Renegade's also closing in, but he's got a half-second penalty to serve of his own as we go back up towards the front. Boybagum goes up the inside of Nicky Laudercurve, gets it done. Fezza wants to argue this one, though. Fezza doesn't have boost, though. What's he going to do? Boybagum goes defensive. Can he hold off? Oh, and up the inside. No. Boybagum's line doesn't work. Fezza gets him round the outside of Remus, but this battle is going to keep going. Surely not 3 wide. Surely not 3 wide into Schwarzgold. Great racing all up. Lot of respect as Fezza goes a little bit wide. Big tap from Boybagum. Oh, Fezza's gone onto the gravel. They're 12 seconds behind Morgan, but back to this battle. It is on for the last skittle in the bag. Seriously, this is incredible racing. Boybagum has overtaken Fezza finally after a couple of laps of valiant defending. CGK is caught right up to this battle now. What an insane battle that was. Better go back up towards the front though, because Distinct Geesh P2. But it is the man in P1 that we've got to focus on. He came. He took pole. Had a bit of a rough run last race, but he will take the feature race with Speedy Tyres for Blacklight Ferrari. Distinct Geesh from last to second. That is nothing to sneeze at as Scooter crosses the line P3. This would P4 in the Jordan for Brocky 05 Sim Racing. Oh, and he gets a half-second penalty for his troubles, but gets the fastest lap off Geesh with a 1:10.8. Morgan Davey in the Toyota P5. He'll take that. Boybagum comes across the line in a couple of seconds. Put up a Herculean fight. P6 he'll take. Evil Evo in 7th. Fezza will take P8. A great effort. Battled very, very hard. CGK 9th. Isa Renegade P10. Revs Law 11th with the blue flag. And Bumcrack in P12. But congratulations goes to Slow Wheels, aka Speedy Tyres, on that incredible race win. Holy moly. What a battle that was. That was probably one of the battles of all of Season 7 included. And, wow, where do we start?
Well, I don't know, because I'm out of breath. I've run back up here after 25 minutes of racing, and I'm a little bit salty about my performance, but congratulations to the top 3. What a performance. And I saw the battle going on ahead of me on track. What a battle they were having. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
Yeah, and it was on for young and old. That's the best way to say it. As we saw Fezza, we saw yeah, Evil Evo. It was just one of those battles that yeah, there was a lot of mutual respect between all the drivers there, and we better just get the race results as I'll try and do this properly because unfortunately I am using old hardware, which doesn't make things very easy. So let's just see if I've got the skills to pay the bills, and we'll go this way here. So as you can see, of course, Speedy Tyres takes the first position. Distinct Geesh P2. Scooter P3. Woody with a 1 second penalty there at the end, but he took the fastest lap. P4. Morgan Davey in P5. Boy Begum P6. Evil Evo 7th. Fezza 8th. After one of the battles that we've had. Oh, jeez. P9 is yourself, CGK. Isa Renegade P10. Revs Law and Bumcrack, unfortunately having big contact into turn 1 early on. And the fastest lap, as you saw, goes to Diswood in the purple there with a 1 minute 10.886. And that is our Super Formula event run and done for tonight. But congratulations goes to Distinct Geesh and Woody. So, I reckon that that was great fun to watch. That really was. So, how did it feel being involved?
Oh, it was great. It was really good fun. As you said, there was a lot of respect on track, and you know, in these events, you get to race with some of the top drivers in Australia and New Zealand and GT7, and that was just a pleasure. I was racing a bit with Distinct Geesh there, and oh, crikey, the man's got respect. He sure does, and he's fast. That's just bags of talent, especially to go from last to second. Top performance there, but of course, Speedy just absolutely on fire. And Scooter, good return for him. And I have to admit, I think he's in my favourite liveried car as well. The gold and black Lotus style livery, Renault style livery, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do love those colours. And being on track, yeah, I mean, look, those Super Formula cars, they're tricky. You got to be a bit careful on the throttle. As we saw a few people suffer from that. Boy Begum in front of me actually went for a bit of a spinneroo at turn 1 for that exact reason. You get that car slightly on the wrong angle, and you put the power down. There's I think there's something like 700 horsepower in there, and yeah, it just goes sideways very, very quickly. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the rain did hold itself off finally.
Thank goodness, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you after driving those things on Sunday night with slicks on in the wet, it's almost impossible. It really is impossible. It's just phenomenal. So I think one of the big things out of these special events is that we can race all different kinds of cars, and I think after driving the open wheelers, I think we might need some more muscle in our lives. So we might have to look into doing something more like Touring Car Masters for the next one, which will be very, 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 very good one.
I think we like the sound of that. Yeah, get some V8s out on a track somewhere. I don't know, maybe on a couple of hills somewhere even. Yeah,
and quite a few of the guys I happen to know from the last Touring Car Masters we did, because we kept it with the, I believe it was the Team Owner Challenge from couple of seasons ago, that a lot of those guys were very, very excited to get into the muscle cars. So I reckon we might have to do something about that, because yeah, a few of the guys have been banging the door down on getting their Camaros, their Mustangs on. If only the Buick Special from Gran Turismo 4 was still here.
Oh, if only.
So a big thanks, I think, to everyone tonight for that got behind the wheel, especially at one stage we were looking a little bit grim on numbers, but everyone got involved and yeah, really built it up. And I think that was a great effort by all that jumped in behind the wheel. Whether they finished first or last doesn't really matter. Big thanks to yourself as well, CJK, for not only stepping behind the wheel but also jumping into the box with me tonight. And hopefully we let Lenosius clean this mess up.
Oh yeah, he can figure that one out. He can get us back the nice combox, because this combox, it's good, it's functional, but you know, we paid a lot of money to get that nice comms box, so let's make sure we get back there. But I think also a huge thanks to you, Brent, you know, for putting on the event, for coming up with the idea, and for organising everything in the background. It takes a lot of effort to do that, so I think from all of us, thank you.
That's all good. And if you do want to get involved in these special events, guys, they are open to everybody, community and Sector 1 drivers included. So if you do want to jump into our Discord, of course, the links will be up on our Facebook and our Instagram pages, of course. Smash the like button, of course, and don't forget to subscribe in terms of our Facebook. We want to see it grow and be a bit healthy. So it is doing quite well. But speaking of YouTube, Sunday night, we get back into the swing of things with our endurance round into Lagos. Group 4's Division 3, Division 1 special start time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to compensate to make sure that the likes of Atom gets his sleep. I think he can sleep on the plane, but that's
How much is he really sleeping? He's got a young child.
yeah, that's a very good point. So he might just stay up all night. But a massive thank you, of course, as well to everyone that was involved in the chat tonight. It was great to see. It was good fun, especially a lot of the banter tonight. So looking very much forward to seeing the banter in the chat on Sunday, because get ready, gear up. We are going racing, and it's going to be full steam ahead till the end of the season. So, yeah, massive thank you, everybody. And on behalf of CGK and myself, Brent, a.k.a. Karen, I am... oh, no, I shouldn't say that. I always stuff these outros. Thank you for...
Not easy.
No, thank you for watching Sector 1. And as always... I don't know, this comms box needs destroying.
It does.